Good evening, friends. My name is Elena, and I invite you to dive into a magical world that brings sweet dreams and tranquility. Listening to a bedtime story will help you take your mind off the whirlwind of thoughts in your head, everyday tasks and plans, and fall asleep faster, and wake up in a good, cheerful mood. Before you fall asleep, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. This is important for the channel's growth. And also, if possible, share your thoughts and suggestions in the comments. This is important to me. Make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths and exhale. And we begin. Marina was born in a beautiful underwater city, inhabited by mermaids and other sea creatures. The city was built from shells and corals, and the streets were filled with clear and transparent water. Life in the underwater city was quiet and peaceful, and the mermaids spent their days singing, dancing, and playing with each other. Every evening before bed, Marina would fall asleep listening to her grandma's stories about an ancient treasure hidden in the depths of the ocean. The grandmothers were experienced mermaids who lived in the times when people had not yet mastered the sea. They told Marina about how people and various creatures searched for it, but never found it. Each family had its own story about treasures, and they all turned out to be captivating. Marina was always fascinated by these stories. Each family had its own treasure story, and they were all fascinating. Marina was always captivated by these stories, and she would ask her grandma to tell them over and over again. She imagined herself as a brave mermaid, setting off on a journey in search of the legendary treasure. In her dreams, she saw herself as the heroine of the story, swimming through treacherous currents and avoiding dangerous creatures, to finally find the treasure and become a legend among the mermaids. As Marina grew up, her fascination with treasures only intensified. She was always trying to find interesting things in her underwater city, and often she succeeded, but she wanted something more. She knew that finding the treasure wouldn't be easy, but she was determined to do everything possible to make her dream come true. And so she decided to embark on a journey to find the legendary treasure and become a hero of the mermaid world. After studying various maps and diagrams she had found earlier, she narrowed down the possible search locations to a remote corner of the ocean, inaccessible to most sailors and fishermen. After several days of preparation and planning, Marina finally set off in search of the legendary treasure. She packed all sorts of useful things into her bag: a compass, a map of the ocean floor, a hunchback, and supplies of food. She said goodbye to her family and friends, knowing that she probably wouldn't see them for a very long time, and set off on a long journey. Marina traveled, exploring the ocean's depths. She was amazed by the strange and wonderful creatures she encountered along the way. But she soon realized that finding the treasure would be much more difficult than she thought. The ocean was vast and full of dangers, and she needed someone to help her navigate its treacherous waters. One day, far away from home, Marina saw a group of dolphins playing in the water. She was enchanted by their play and decided to join them. The dolphins were very happy to see their new friend and started playing with her. While playing, Marina noticed one dolphin was different. He was larger and smarter, and Marina thought he could help her find treasure. He was bigger and smarter than the others, and Marina felt felt that this dolphin could help her in her treasure hunt. Marina swam up to him and introduced herself. The dolphin said that he had been traveling the ocean for many years and was well known throughout the underwater world, with his knowledge of the sea and its inhabitants. Marina explained to the dolphin that she was searching for a legendary treasure that was rumored to be hidden somewhere in the ocean. The dolphin was so impressed by Marina's ambitions that he immediately agreed to help her in her search. Together, they studied the map and set a course for the place where, according to rumors, the treasures were hidden. They swam for several days, encountering strong currents and dangerous predators along the way. During their journey, the friends encountered many interesting sea creatures. One of the most memorable moments was when they encountered huge whales swimming alongside them. The whales were so huge that they could not carry a single whale inside them, that Marina and Dolphin felt very small in comparison to them. They watched as the kittens swam and drank water, until they found themselves far out at sea. Then they encountered a group of sharks swimming nearby. Marina was a bit scared, but the dolphin calmed her down and said that sharks were a common sight here, and they don't pose any danger to them. They watched the sharks until they swam away. During their journey, they met other sea creatures, octopuses, clownfish, starfish, and many others. Marina and the dolphin were thrilled by everything they saw and were happy to be traveling together. One day, they were swimming past huge cliffs and rocks, when suddenly a sunken ship appeared. It lay on the bottom, half buried in sand. The ship was covered in rust and algae, but it was still sturdy. Marina and the dolphin decided to stop and take a look at it. Maybe they can find something valuable inside. They carefully entered the ship and began to explore it. They explored the cabins, the storerooms, and even the captain's quarters. It was the first ship in their lives that they had seen up close. Everything about it was so unusual and interesting, but they didn't find anything valuable for their treasure hunting mission. Marina was a bit disappointed, but the dolphin supported her, saying that sometimes the most valuable treasures are not material things. But Dolphin supported her, saying that sometimes the most valuable treasures are not material things, and the experiences and memories we gain along the way. Marina knew that the dolphin was right, and even if they didn't find any material treasures on the ship, they still experienced a great adventure, exploring. They decided to continue their journey and swam for a few more hours. Finally, they saw something shiny and sparkling on the ocean floor. As they got closer, they realized that it was several gold coins, which meant they were already close to the treasure. They followed the trail, coins, and eventually they stumbled upon a dark and deserted cave. She was in the place where they were completely submerged underwater and surrounded by rocks. Inside the cave it was dark and scary, but Marina and Dolphin decided to move forward, following the light of the starfish. As they swam deeper into the cave, they were amazed by what they saw. Before them stood a whole treasure trove filled with gold coins, with gemstones, jewelry made of precious metals, and other treasures they had never seen before. The treasures were spread out across various chests, jars, and boxes located throughout the cave.
Marina and Dolphin were thrilled by what they saw and couldn't get enough of their luck. They began to examine the finds more closely and discovered that among them were gold coins, bars, and jewelry made of gold, piles of precious emeralds, rubies, and sapphires. There were necklaces, brooches, and bracelets encrusted with gemstones. The treasures were in excellent condition, despite having been at the bottom of the ocean for many years. Marina and Dolphin were thrilled to have found the treasures, but their excitement was short-lived. Marina and Dolphin were thrilled to have found the treasures, but their excitement was short-lived when they heard a loud rumble echoing through the cave. Turning around, they saw a giant octopus emerge from the shadows, with 8 legs that twisted and curled as it moved towards them. The octopus was clearly guarding the treasures and seemed not too happy to see them. Marina and Dolphin realized they needed to act quickly. Without thinking, they charged at the octopus, waving Marina's trident and shouting loudly to scare it. The octopus, taken aback by their sudden attack, recoiled slightly, giving them some time. In a confusing maneuver, the brave friends began to swim around the octopus, diving between its tentacles. So, he tried to grab one and then the other, but he couldn't. It spun and twisted around itself so much that its tentacles got tangled and knotted up tightly, which completely immobilized the monster and prevented it from keeping the treasure. With the threat eliminated, the heroes returned to the treasure. They gathered as much as they could carry, filling their bags with gold coins, precious necklaces, and crowns adorned with gemstones. They marveled at the wealth laid out before them, overwhelmed with feelings of pride and joy. They were happy as they swam out of the cave, laden with treasures and their well-deserved reward. They admired the wealth that lay before them, filled with feelings of pride and joy. They were happy as they swam out of the cave, loaded with treasures and their well-deserved reward. However, their joy was short-lived, as they soon realized they were not alone in the water. A pack of fearsome sea wolves caught wind of their luck and set off in pursuit, wanting to take the treasures for themselves. The sea wolves were vicious creatures, known for their sharp teeth and insatiable greed, and relentless. The wolves blocked their way, standing in front of them in packs, growling and snapping their teeth. Marina and Dolphin realized they couldn't just swim past them, so they decided to use their wits. They dove to the bottom of the ocean. Marina lifted mud and sand with her trident, while the dolphin swept the bottom with its tail like a broom. The water became so murky they couldn't see anything. The water around them became so murky that nothing could be seen at all. The wolves that had chased after them simply lost sight of them. Taking advantage of the moment, Marina and Dolphin quickly swam ahead and hid behind a coral reef. When the sand settled and the water became clear and transparent again, the wolves didn't know where to look for them, and swam in the other direction. Once they were completely out of sight, Marina and Dolphin hurried to get away from those dangerous places. Now they understood more than ever that the sea is a dangerous place, and if they wanted to keep their treasures safe and sound, they would have to stay vigilant. Tired, excited, but happy about their latest victory, the friends set off on their journey home. The journey was just as interesting and beautiful as before. Schools of colorful fish swam past them, illuminating the water with red, blue, and yellow flashes. Giant sea turtles lazily glided through the water. It seemed like we were a bit unsettled by the chaos of the recent battle. Mermaid Marina and her newfound friend Dolphin were swimming through the ocean, happy about their successful journey, where they faced countless dangers and challenges, but emerged victorious, bringing back treasures that would bring prosperity and joy to their people. Celebrating their successful journey, in which they faced countless dangers and challenges, but emerged victorious, bringing back treasures that would bring prosperity and joy to their people. As they got closer to home, Marina saw the bright lights of the city in the distance, welcoming their return. They were greeted by a cheering crowd of sea creatures eager to hear their stories and celebrate their triumph. Marina and Dolphin told the gathered crowd about their adventures. From the fierce battles with sea monsters to the stunning beauty of the underwater landscapes they explored. They talked about their bond, which grew stronger with each challenge, about the friendship that helped them get through even the darkest moments. The crowd listened in awe, inspired by the bravery and resilience of these two heroes. They were cheering and shouting, celebrating their victory and honoring their achievements. The inhabitants of the deep sea showered the friends with gifts and praise. They were called heroes, saviors of their people, and sea champions. And although they were tired and exhausted from the journey, they felt a surge of pride and joy, realizing that they had accomplished something truly remarkable. Thus ended the story of the little mermaid Marina and her faithful companion the dolphin, who together overcame the depths of the ocean and emerged victorious, bringing wealth and joy to their people, and proving that friendship and courage can conquer everything. May their story inspire us all to seek adventure and wonder, exploring the truly unknown and profoundly cherishing the bonds that connect us with our loved ones, and embracing the moments. Good night,